What is up, guys? How's it going there? Don't you know? Ho ho ho! Anyways, bringing you guys some little bird horage massacreage funnage. Playing on some Aftermath DLC, Markaz Monolith, I believe the name of this map is called. And I will be doing some little bird horning it up today for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. It's it's okay. It's a little spawn rapey. I'll have to be honest with you guys. It's a little bit spawn rapey. Normally I don't like to upload stuff like this, and not that I do this all the time, because I never do this type of shit really, especially anymore. But I don't know, it was kind of called for. Fuck it. But anyways, guys, just using a little bird here. I haven't brought you guys a little bird gameplay in fucking months and months and months. I don't really use them too much anymore because I don't know, they're not as good as they were when the game first came out, for various reasons. Mostly because like RPGs and tanks could destroy them in one hit now, which I'm all for. I'm all for that right there. It should have been like that, but ever since they did that, it does make it a little bit more difficult to be able to do this type of shit. And you'll see right here, I already start off in their spawn. I end up flying away because we don't have all the flags. One thing I'm definitely against is spawn camping like this when you don't have all the flags. So you'll see after I kill these guys, I believe I fly away. I pretty much just only go into their spawn right here in the beginning to take out their little bird, just so I don't got to deal with it anymore. And you see right here, kill those guys, kill the little bird, go fly away. And for the most part, that's how I think the beginning of this starts out, until we have all the flags, and then I just say fuck it and fly over their spawn and go on the rape train. Choo choo. Choo choo! But in case you're curious on what specs I'm using for the little bird today, I'm using the guided missile and air radar, and I have flares on them. And I've been the past couple of weeks. Oh, by the way, this game is actually kind of old now. And also, by the way, my bad for not uploading anything in a week. I kind of just like lost track of time. But it is what it is. And previously, the past couple of weeks, I've been kind of fucking around with the middle spec for air vehicles, deciding on whether or not to run flares or the jammer, or even fire extinguisher. I haven't really started fucking with fire extinguisher yet. Mac's been fucking with it here and there, and I tell you, he if I didn't delete him, I would show him to you, but we've had some pretty fucking close calls where that fire extinguisher saved our ass quite a few times. But I figured to switch it up here and there on some of the air vehicles, and decided to go back to flares and just see how flares work, because ever since I unlocked ECM Jammer, like fucking, it's probably been a year now, I haven't really been gone back to flares. Now, in jets, I still prefer ECM. Oh, this is pretty funny. Matt goes out and knifes that guy. Max saw his legs sticking out through the wall, and he hopped out, and he went to go knife him there. And also, I gotta say, big props to Mac this game. Without him, this would not be possible, because he saves my ass with the repairs a few times, especially towards the end. Situation gets a little hairy. We end up pissing these guys off pretty bad, and they start breaking out the stingers and shit. But yeah, so again, prop to Mac for helping me out here. And in case you guys are unaware, because I've gotten comments like this in the past, not in a while. I don't make Mac sit in my little bird and do this. He kind of just volunteers to do it. Same thing with tanks. He always like, oh, I'll switch and be engineer, and I'll repair your tank for you or whatever. I don't ask him to. He just kind of does it. So right on for Mac for hooking it up. I never ask anyone that I play with to do certain things, except for like when the game's really close. I may ask some people to go pull out medic, and got to do the whole medic train to secure the win, because as you guys know, I like to win me some games of the battle. But anyways, back to what I was talking about before, between the ECM and flares and all that. And I recently switched to flares again, just to try them out. and on different air vehicles. And like I said, I still prefer ECM with the jets. I tried flares with the jets, and it just wasn't working for me. For certain situations, especially going against attack choppers, like flying straight at them and shooting them up with the main gun. ECM really helps for that, because you could block their lock while you're flying up to them. And with flares, you really can't do that. You used to be able to do it when flares used to cancel their lock on, like it would reset it or whatever. And so, because of them changing that so it doesn't do that, I went to ECM. Basically for the reason I stated of just going after helicopters. And you see right here, I'm already in their spawn fucking these guys up, because we actually end up starting taking the other flag. And you know, when you see people to kill, it's kind of hard to resist to fly away, you know. But at least I'm doing this while we have all the flags. And the thing that cracks me up the most is, say, like, that happened to me like a week ago, actually. Same map and everything. We had like 3 of the flags or something like that, and I spawned in the deployment because we had all our tanks, and I was like, fuck it, I'll grab a tank. And we had a guy in the Little Bird on the other team just hovering over our base, basically like I'm doing now, but just blowing up all the vehicles with nobody in them. I actually wait for people to get in them because, you know, free kills, right? But so I do apologize again for doing this. It's not something I normally like to do, nor is it something that I normally like to post. I'm against this sort of thing for the most part, especially on like canals. This shit goes on a lot. The Russians be spawn trapping the Americans in that boat all the fucking time, and seen some, you know, there's people have gotten really ridiculous scores, 100+ games easily. Pretty much doing what I'm doing now, but on canals. On canals, it's a lot easier to do because you don't have to worry about heavy tanks. And one thing that I do in this game right here is try to really avoid the heavy tanks and fly out of their line of sight. And you know, you could even fly out of the gunner's line of sight. If you fly directly above them, they can't aim straight up in the air. So that's one thing that you're gonna have to watch out for when flying these little birds, is because those tanks will fucking take you out. And I would say majority of the time, that's what I get taken out by when flying little birds. Is it's heavy tanks and people with RPGs. These things fly really slow. And one thing I wanted to ask you guys, does it feel like they slowed these things down, the little birds? They don't seem to fly as fast as they used to, but, yeah. I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, like I said, I mostly get taken out by heavy tanks. And, people with RPGs and shit actually get a couple close calls with RPGs this game from the enemy team. But, I'm lucky, able to dodge them, you know, pretty effectively and whatnot, but sometimes there's just not much you can do. And again, though, back to like I was saying with the flares and the ECM, I keep on getting sidetracked. You'll have to excuse me there, but yeah, I've been switching it up, like I said, and I recently just gone back to flares for the Little Bird and the attack choppers. I don't know what it is, but ever since the couple patches ago where they sped up the lock-on times for stingers, they basically lock on instantly. It's like, like, it's literally that fast. And because of online internet connections, there's a delay of when they're locking on, when you hear it, and what they're actually doing. And with ECM Jammer all the time, I'll get shit where I'll hit ECM while they're still locking on, but they still get their missile off, and that is because of it's because of latency, I believe, and because on their end they already locked on and shot the missile off, but on my end I'm just, you know, beginning to get the sounds that they started to lock on. So ever since they did that, ECM has kind of been hit or miss, and there is ways to avoid missiles that are locked onto you. You know, they shoot it off and then you hit ECM. There are ways to avoid it, and basically what you want to do to avoid that, when that happens, is when you got the ECM cloud flying all around you and all that, and their missiles on their way, it like loops around you a couple times until your ECM goes away and then it hits you. So what you want to do is get as low to the ground as possible, making it so when the missile flips around your helicopter, it smacks into the ground or something like that. You want to fly close to objects, shit like that. Try to block the missile out of your path, and that'll greatly, you know, help out for shit like that. And for the most part, that's what I do with jets when that shit happens. And you know, again, I still prefer the ECM on jets just so I could do that. And you know, jets, you could actually outrun Stinger missiles with the afterburner, and you could get out of range pretty quickly with a jet. You know, unlike a helicopter or something, you kind of, it takes a little bit longer. And with the below radar not working, you know, I've gone back to flares on the choppers. You know, pretty much for that reason and the Stinger reason. They lock on so fast, and because of latency that I don't hear the lock on, or I hear the lock on, but it's actually delayed, and it's all fucked up and shit like that. So flares have been helping me out for that, because I hit my flare like right there when I get locked on, and I'm good to go. If I would have hit ECM, you know, as soon as I heard it, there's a chance that he still would have got the missile off because of lag, and you know, I don't know what's up with that. It started happening to me ever since that patch where they, you know, they sped up the lock-on times considerably on Stingers and all that shit, which, Stingers are fucking really annoying and everything, but I understand the place for them in the game, and, you know, we didn't want what happened in Bad Company 2, where you literally would have to avoid chopper maps, like, Atacama Desert. Every time I spawned on that map, it was choppers fucking spawn raping. The AA guns weren't extremely effective. I mean, they were if you could actually aim and hit people. Most people can't do that with them, especially on console. It's a little bit harder to aim around. Mouse and keyboard, it's a lot easier for the anti-air people to hit you. Like I noticed when I play on PC at my friend's house, the little mobile anti-air tanks, those things will fuck me up when I'm in air vehicles, because they could actually hit me. And in console, it's not as bad, you know. But you know, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? And but yeah, I gone back to flares. I'm enjoying the flares a little bit more, like I've been saying. It's just been helping me out a lot more, especially when if I have someone in the chopper to repair me, it's greatly beneficial to just roll with the flares. And you know, you want to hit that flare as soon as that shit locks on, because that buys you time. They got to reload the rocket, you know, their Stinger missile, and then lock on again. Usually they could do the whole reload animation, but if you're at the right distance and they fired again, you could get your flare to, you know, reload and deploy fast, about as fast as you can the guy to get his second Stinger off. So it kind of balances itself out. Definitely depends on the range you're at. You know, if you're really close, they're going to hit you. So you know, you got to watch out for that. Another thing you got to do is not be greedy. You see me here this game, I take a lot of risks this game. I should have died multiple times actually, but luckily for me, I had some terrible Little Bird pilots on the other team, and they allowed me to get away. And right here, see, couldn't hit the flare fast enough, and he actually got me. So right here, we actually end up getting hit again, but Max doing a swell job repairing this shit. Good times, good times. And actually, right here, this point in the game, this is when I realized I could actually beat my kill streak. And I actually go for it right here. And spoiler alert, I actually surpassed it. I won't tell you how much though, but my previous highest kill streak before this was 47. And that might have been from an attack chopper. I think I posted that game. It was an attack chopper gameplay. I was a gunner on like Rush on Karg Island from fucking forever ago. And I never go for giant kill streaks like this, but wasn't going for it this game until about this point of the match, when I noticed that, you know, how close I was to it. And I was like, fuck it, I want to get over 50. And luckily for me, I accomplished that goal this game. But you see right here, I'm just watching out for these tanks, and you know, flying as high as I can so I'm out of their line of sight. And you know, like I said, I got lucky multiple times this gameplay from their the use of their vehicles that the other team portrayed in this game was really bad, and which allowed me to get extremely lucky. Anyone in they could have hopped in a heavy tank multiple times and taken me out. They could have got me multiple times in the Little Bird. You see a couple times in the Little Bird where they're already flying, and it's like they don't even realize I'm there. So, and right here, that was the 50th kill, and that guy almost RPG'd us, and I was like, oh my god. And it was pretty funny. Mac actually got sniped out at some point in this gameplay too, which is pretty ridiculous. And yeah. And then another thing happened. I was playing with this one guy, a friend of a friend. He just got the game, and I was like, hey, you want some little bird unlocked? Because he's not very good at flying. I was like, I'll get you some little bird unlocks like flares and shit. Just hop on my shit, repair it, and you'll get hell of assist and shit, and get your unlocks. I actually did that for a lot of people, and oh, he had the worst luck that game. Our chopper got RPG'd, and it only killed him and didn't do any damage to the chopper, and then he spawns back in and gets sniped out immediately afterwards. So that was some fucking terrible bad luck on his part. And I ooh, excuse me. I feel bad for that type of shit. But right here I'm like, yay, I passed my kill streak, and then I see Mac actually almost get sniped right there, and then go after these guys right here. But yeah, recently I think I'm gonna go back to flares on the choppers. They seem to be helping me out a little bit more, like I said, because of the delay from the stinger lock on and all that shit. Just been really helping me out, staying a little bit alive a little bit more and shit like that. I'm still kind of undecided on attack choppers. Jets, I'm still going with ECM. I don't really like the flares for the jets, but I'll let you guys know what I decide on and what I feel as best. The best setups for you guys to roll. Have yourself a little bit better time. But I've been enjoying this setup as of now, and everything. And anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Final score was 52-0. Nice little 52 kill streak. And again, apologize for the spawn rapage, but I hope you guys don't mind. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Peace.